woodland workshop evolved into a woodland and wildlife workshop. And by the way, I got the idea of using the wildlife at a tree farm conference. Walt and Donna Lange said, y'all, you folks ought to call your events a woodland and wildlife event, and it did help our attendance. When we started calling it a family festival, it really helped. And at our event last year, we had well over 700 people, probably 750, and it was phenomenal. We had a radio station, and then what the radio station did was cool. They interviewed the fellow in the picture on the right. He's a tree farmer who brought in a display on making honey, and we had 43 different stops, places where you could stop. Something going on, 11 of them specifically for kids, and we had over 100 kids. So Lucas Mills cutting up a 48-inch log. How's that for a piece of walnut? We had the Anderson Steel, that's a local mower shop. That was Dwight doing the bees. We had a native plant specialist. We had making rope for the kids, that was a hit. Tree cookies. Furs and pelts. And we even had Johnny Appleseed. It was, plus we had you can't show you all of them, but we had obviously forest management events and so on, and tours of the tree farm. From 99 to 2009, we had 13 news articles published about forestry in our farm. Probably the best one was in the fall of 08 as a faculty member at the university. The Alumni magazine did a special issue. They called them Hidden Treasures on the Faculty, and they came out and interviewed us, and they did one called Walt Lange Certified Tree Farmer, and that publication went to 106,000 households. And we got a lot of calls from people that we knew. As Tree Farmers of the Year, we had 17 news articles published, and the neatest one was we fabricated a little event where the steel representatives handed us a chainsaw. Well, what happened was I had the pleasure of emceeing our annual Tree Farm of the Year luncheon. And usually at the luncheon, we had somebody from Steel handing our Tree Farmer of the Year a saw. Well, it didn't happen when we were the Tree Farmers of the Year. And I said, heck, man, I want somebody from Steel to hand me a saw. And so we had a great picture, as you can see, in the local newspaper, and it was a lot of fun. We were instrumental in 2 scout camps becoming certified tree farms. We do a lot of outdoor education events, primarily because we take a lot of props to the outdoor events, and the teachers and the kids love it. We were a 2003 Ohio Conservation Farm family. Just recently, our Fulton County Soil and Water named us Boosters of the Year. We got a ton of tree farm related activities. See if we can. This is all automatic, so this is activities on the Ohio Tree Farm Committee. These are like movie credits, you know. I can't begin to name them all. We've been busy, let me tell you. It's been a lot of fun, though. Just wanted to mention the tree farm grants that we got from tree farm folks. We've got one to publish our own Ohio Tree Farm Program brochure. And back in '99, we got one to manage or not to manage the woods. On the national level, we've been on the National Operating Committee. When you're on that, you're on the editorial board, on the Strategic Planning Committee. And we were on outreach and education before they had a staff, and Donna was a secretary for 4 years. And I was recently elected to the National Public Affairs Committee. And on the Ohio forestry board for 10 or 11 years. You work your way up from third, second, and first vice president, and then the president. We have an annual forestry show, and Donna and I have arranged, by our count, at least 117 education sessions at the event. Everything from the eagle, the tree ID, and how to tie down the load. That is one doo-doo on the investment, by the way. And then fellow tree farmer Janet Swiger, who's out here somewhere, she does this great presentation on, she calls it Incredible Edibles, all about mushrooms. I'm running out of time here. I'll skip that one. And we wrote an article for the Farm Bill Progress Report, and here we are giving it to Marcy Kapter on July 20th. And then we had a chance to testify before the Forest and the Farm Bill Coalition panel. And wait a second, I got to talk about that. I got 30 seconds. What was really neat about this, and I think this is really important, is when we were finished, the rest of the panel members all represented some association, like the Turkey Federation, Nature Conservancy. We had at least a half a dozen of those staffers come up and say, thanks for being here. We don't usually get to hear from people on the ground like you. So I think that's important for all of us to know. I want to thank the tree farm inspectors, because without those folks, the program doesn't happen, and I know there's a bunch of them out here. We also had an attempt at an alternative source of income. One of our neighbors decided to help us out. And we stick the deputy on him. And what's really cool is he pulled the plan out and put his business card in the spot. And he said, I guarantee you they won't buy. A real alternative source of income is I've had the great pleasure of writing some mathematics textbooks. And when you only have 56 acres, you've got to have something else to do or you're going to starve to death.
Our long-time involvement stems from our belief that if you want to know what is going on in any given area of interest, then you have to volunteer your time and talents to support the cause. And we've attended all 18 conventions, and last year we were able to take our daughter and granddaughter to Burlington, Vermont, and that was only because the National made it more family friendly. And we never thought we'd be up here on this podium.
Remember, wood is good. Thank you.